unexpected excitement today. We're getting ready to go out, and up ran this dog that was got a leash on it, got a collar, no tags. It's female, friendly as can be, friendly as ugly can be, and no one in the neighborhood walking around looking for a dog that's gotten loose of its leash. And it's Sunday, so animal control is, I believe, closed. We posted in the neighborhood group and see if anybody knows anything about it. We've got her over here in our side yard where we used to take Bumper out for his potty training runs, which is nice having that little side yard there for that reason, if nothing else. But gave her some water, gave her some food. She ate all the food. She's just super sweet. But I'm not sure what we have to do with her. Well, that's the view this morning from my doorstep. You can see the found dog sign out there. I'm not exactly happy with the way things have turned out, but at the same time, they're on the best path I can think of. After a lot of thought, I ultimately decided to call the Maricopa County Animal Control. Now that's the government pound, and that's definitely not a no-kill shelter. But the dog is obviously someone's pet. Got a collar, it had, faux diamonds on it. She was dragging a leash. She's very, very friendly with people. At one point, Chuan took her out for a walk on the leash, and she was pretty good. She was obviously used to it, although she wanted to chase cats, which may be why she's lost. The Humane Society the Humane Society won't intake pets if they aren't injured or sick, at least according to their website. So then your choice is finding some other shelter to take them to. Or you can call Animal Control, and they do have a lost pet line. And my thought was this: there are probably 50 animal shelters I could take the animal to. But if I were looking for a dog, my dog were lost, the first place I would go would be the county animal shelter, because they have the trucks driving around looking for stray dogs. And so they're the ones that are actively picking up animals. Humane Society second, sure, but you're apparently not going to find them there. So this seemed like her best bet. And I hope it pays off. So we called them, and they came out late last night after it was dark, and they took her away, and they left this sign. They checked her for a microchip. She didn't have one. And I previously mentioned she didn't have tags. And I hope it works out. It wasn't an option for us to take her in. Just wasn't an option for us. So anyway, they've put a sign out. I've posted online everywhere I can think of, with pictures of her. Now they can check her out at the pound. They have 3 days there before they turn her into a up for adoption. And then after that, I don't know how long it goes before they take the final act. We're adapting to trying to spend less money. And with me home all day, I have time to cook. And I like to cook. But I don't like spending the time cooking. But situations are different, so I can spend some time doing that. When we were trying to cook before when I was working, we would do what a lot of Americans do, which is we would go to the store on the weekend and we would kind of go, well, I think Wednesday we should have a pot roast, something like that. And that works, except sometimes Wednesday you get there and you go, no, I don't feel like pot roast today, or something goes wrong, and then the whole schedule gets snorked up, and sometimes food goes to waste. So we're trying a more European approach. I have plenty of time. I can come down to the store and I can grumble at these stupid people and pick up food on a more day-to-day basis. But that also means that in the morning, I'm kind of improvising and going, wonder what I want to cook today. Years ago at probably a Chinese New Year celebration, they would have vendors out from restaurants. And one restaurant was selling something that they called teriyaki chicken. Now, anyone who, at least in the United States, I don't know where elsewhere, but teriyaki chicken is a relatively popular dish. It's not a real Japanese dish, but, you know, it's basically grilled chicken covered in teriyaki sauce served over rice. But this wasn't. This was fried chicken that somehow had been infused teriyaki. It was incredibly good. We didn't get the name of the restaurant. We've never been able to find the restaurant. And I have tried many times to recreate it, and I have not succeeded. Not saying I've made bad chicken, but it's just I haven't recreated what was in the recipe. So today, I'm going to try again. And so I'm here at Safeway to pick up some teriyaki sauce, because we're out, and chicken, because chicken's probably an important ingredient. And we'll see what I can come up with this evening. I tried to do some camera footage inside the store using the little mount for your phone in the cart. It was the most jagged, raky footage I've ever seen. I haven't actually watched the playback. Maybe the magic of Apple has fixed it, but on the screen it was just nausea-inducing. It was so jattered. So anyway, shopping done, at least food shopping, and time to head home. For this attempt, I have pressure marinated a couple of pounds of chicken in teriyaki sauce. And then it's been dipped in egg and then coated with a mixture of flour and panko. And now it's being pressure fried in the oil pressure fryer that we've got. And within a few minutes we should know if this is a success or if we'll be taking a trip out to the Colonel's for dinner tonight. Of course, with fried chicken you're always going for GBD, golden brown and delicious. Well, it's brown-ish. I promised myself that I was going to leave my television set up alone and enjoy it, have a nice stress-free experience on my TV for a while. I mean, why would you tempt fate? Why? To try to find out if the component cable was really causing the problem. When you're not using it, yes, the kids might want to play Wii at some point, but that's the kids. They didn't pay for the TV. I did. So I'm just, I promised myself I wouldn't do it. And here I am, cable in hand, thinking it wouldn't be that hard just to bring the TV out like this. Mm-hmm. And take this cable and the input right there, and just kind of nope, not gonna do it. I promised I'd wait. I'm gonna wait. Do you know what I miss most about not having to go to work every day? It's not having to brush my hair. I'm lying there. I'm lying there. I don't miss that. No, you're gonna think it's a weird thing. It's not the hustle and bustle of activity or meeting up with people or going out to lunch or all the important things or silly stuff like feeling like you accomplished something useful. Because that left my work a long time ago. Years ago, in fact. For a variety of reasons that we don't need to go into. No, I'll tell you what, you're going to think it's a weird thing. It's something that I came across while I was at work, and I was able to requisition them. And in so doing, I discovered that they were absolutely essential to the way I think, work, and play. Because I'm very visual when it comes to even when I'm programming. I visualize it in my head, in the air. But it works a lot better if I don't have to visualize it in the air. And so, what we have is these amazingly awesome Post-it notes, which if you've ever seen pictures around my office at work, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. And I've never had them at home. And it's been driving me nuts because I'm constantly looking for something to go scribble on and come up with a list or a diagram or something. So I got myself some of these pads. And to be fair, the pads lasted me a long, long time at work. So I suspect that a couple pads will last me a very long time here at home too. And I got myself some markers, and they were on sale. And I never had this at work. Look at this. Look at all the colors. I used to have black and red. These, the whole spectrum. Got my list up here, which, you can freeze frame it and see what my work list is that I currently have for for things to do. But I've got them categorized by things to do around the house in green, things to do for Camp Quest in blue, and it's Camp Quest shirt, just in case that joke didn't fall off on you. And then I've got some red stuff, which is, I'm not sure what that's red for. I think it's not that it's important. I set this aside because I think they have nothing to do with the house or Camp Quest. That's probably what it is. Anyway, I wish I had more things marked off on it. But that is why, that is the one thing I miss. I really missed. And now I don't need to miss it. I have it myself. When I watch through these videos before I finalize them, upon occasion, I will watch the whole thing and then say, too many unanswered questions. Too many unanswered questions that should have been answered in the course of the video. So, 1, the chicken. I know you wanted to know, how did the chicken come out? Well, as you could see, it was a little overdone, but that's a bit of an illusion. Because every time we have tried integrating teriyaki, whether it's in the marinade, whether it's in the batter, the chicken always comes out incredibly dark. So I assume that there is something that reacts in the deep oil that darkens it more than you'd expect. So the chicken wasn't really burnt. It wasn't very good, but it wasn't really burnt. It was it was about as bland, kind of off. Yeah. It was edible. We ate it. It wasn't like, oh, we have to throw this out and go to the Colonel's and have fried chicken. But that was one. And the other thing is, you want to know what happened to the dog. I can't answer that question. I can tell you that last night, well after midnight, the dog was still at the pound. When they came to pick her up, the investigator, the animal control officer, that's the name, ran a chip reader over her, and there was no chip, which is unfortunate. She thought to look inside her collar to see if the name was written on in, which we hadn't thought of, but unfortunately, no. So no identification on the dog. She checked the dog's lady bits and determined that we were wrong. She hadn't just recently had puppies. She's just one of those dogs that doesn't get her figure back after childbirth. So she looked like a nursing dog. She was not. We now know subsequently that she's also a spayed dog. Now, so what they do is they take them and they've got them for 3 days. And then after 3 days, they have to, I don't want to say dispose of them, that's not the right word, but in other words, they hold them for 3 days for the owner to collect them. And then after the 3 days, then they go into the general adoptions area. Which is the part where, you know, in the past, they can only stay so long before animal control decides that they're not an adoptable pet, and they take care of them in an unpleasant way. The woman who picked up the dog said to us, oh, with a personality like this she's not going to have any problem. Which, we're people who went out of our way to capture and take care of a dog while we tried to get it reunited with its owner. They know we're people who like dogs. So you're gonna say something, some platitude like that anyway. So I didn't take a whole lot of stock in that. I did a little research online, and I found an article from last year that the Maricopa County Animal Control got a new head, new management team about sometime last year, and that they are trying to turn Maricopa County into a no-kill county. Now, obviously that's not possible. There are dogs who come in that are dangerous, have bitten people, are aggressive, and they cited some numbers that, you know, in their first year of operating this new process, they took in 35,000 animals and only had to kill. They dispose of all of them, but to kill 4,200 of them, which is still more than 10%, but it's nowhere near what you think. Right, it's not the gas chambers at Auschwitz. It's, you know, and then those start off with aggressive dog that bit somebody, and then they've partnered with a lot of the no-kill shelters and the other shelters and groups of people who foster animals, and so they have people waiting to come take the animals. To try to foster them and get them into homes. So with her what she meant was, with her personality, absolutely someone's going to take this dog and foster her and get her into another home. And in fact, someone posted on the neighborhood group that I posted on about the dog a day or two afterwards and said, hey, that's not my dog, but, you know, where is she? And, was she really friendly and good with other dogs? And so I passed that information on. That was yesterday. Like I said, as of midnight last night, she was still on the pound, but I'm hoping that somebody gets her. Anyway, so that's it. Holy cow. Yet another windingly, blindingly long narration here when I should be doing stuff like getting videos of things happening instead of videos of me yakking at you. But I thought you wanted to know.